Hello everyone, welcome back to Sinjun Properties Podcast, the podcast that brings you exclusive insight into the latest and most exciting development in the property market. I'm PK Ling from Sinjun Properties and I'm the moderator for this episode number 8. Today we are at Sky Villa Experience Gallery to record this particular episode. Today, we are sharing a crucial topic that is crucial for anyone involved in the property market, whether you are a landlord, a tenant, or an investor. We are going to talk about tenancy management. To guide us through this important subject, we have a true expert with us today, Mr. Thomas Sim. Welcome, Mr.
Thank you,
Thomas.
I am Thomas Sim from Sinjun. Yes, thank you for inviting me.
Mr. Thomas Sim is a registered estate agent and the principal of Sinjun Properties. He is the founder of estateagentexam.com, an e-learning website for the diploma in estate agency examination. And he also conducts face-to-face classes for diploma in estate agency examination.
Thank you.
Currently, he is serving as the chairman of Malaysian Institute of Estate Agent (MIEA) Sarawak branch.
Sarawak branch, yes.
Okay, to start things off, let's get a clear definition. Thomas, what exactly is tenancy management?
All right. Tenancy management is in the clause or subsection of the Act, our VAEP Act, which is Valuer, Appraiser, Estate Agent and Property Managers Act. Section 22B1A actually says that the function of an estate agency practice includes tenancy administration. The term used in the law is tenancy administration, but it is interchangeably used as tenancy management. So we sometimes call ourselves as estate agent, but when we handle property of the tenancy inside, that means we have the landlord. Landlord gives us the job to do, which is to manage tenancy which is ongoing. Then we have a tenant inside the property and we are helping the owner to handle the tenancy. So we are sometimes called tenancy administrator. We also can be called as tenancy manager. So the difference is we are not property manager. In the law, in the Act 242, which is the Valuer, Appraiser, Estate Agents and Property Managers Act, there is this profession called the property manager. So we do not call ourselves as property manager because it is a separate profession. We are managing the tenant within the unit that is rented, but not outside. So this is called tenancy management. Right.
Okay, thank you for the clear and concise definition. So it is all about ongoing relationship and administration.
Yes.
Are there any specific laws in Malaysia that govern this?
Yes. The law that governs tenancy, as in the law that governs contract for renting out the property, which is under the Contracts Act 1950. So that part on the tenancy is under Contracts Act. We do not have a specific tenancy law. Also, we don't have a separate law that governs how tenancy should be done. Okay. Also, tenancy as in sewa bilik or sewa rumah or sewa kedai, it all goes under the Contracts Act 1950. Also, this is the law that is for the tenancy agreement, how you establish relationship between the landlord and the tenant. Also, the tenant may be a short-term tenant, which is we call it tenancy exempt from registration, which is less than 3 years in West Malaysia. If it is longer than 3 years, then we call it a lease. So a tenancy relationship between landlord and the tenant can be a lease, which is more than 3 years sampai 20 tahun, sampai 50 tahun pun boleh.
Okay.
However, the tenancy it is ongoing and you need a person to manage it for you. So the landowner or the landlord is not around. Then the landlord say, this one I don't want to handle, please handle for me. Then the Sinjun, for example, Sinjun would sign a service agreement with the owner, and then we become the tenancy manager. So we help the owner, landlord, to help the tenant. In case the tenant complains, then we come in and investigate the problem. So we do our part. So in that, it is under Valuer, Appraiser, Estate Agent and Property Managers Act, which is the law that regulates our profession as estate agent. So one of the estate agent's function under 22B1A, actually I explained earlier, that is to help tenancy administration. So that is the law that governs the service of providing tenancy management. But then the tenancy itself, between the landlord and the owner, who is the owner, and then also the tenant who is renting the place, that is the Contract Act.
Okay. Thank you for outlining the key laws that govern tenancy in Malaysia. So it highlights the importance of professional expertise in a legal landscape that lacks a single consolidated act.
Yes. They lack a single one law. And in fact, the previous time when we heard about this, where the changes of the law, they wanted to propose a Residential Tenancy Act or the Residential Tenancy Bill, and that bill went to the Parliament. However, it was never passed by the Parliament. So this act was once in draft. That means they want to have a specific residential tenancy. That means only residential. Commercial, let's say you're operating a kedai, you're operating a commercial outlet, then it's not under that law. But that was the proposal, the Residential Tenancy Bill, which was never passed in the Parliament.
Okay, now let's break down the benefits and drawbacks of tenancy management. First, for landlords, what are the key pros and cons of using a tenancy management service?
Right, very good question, PK. A lot of time, a lot of issue is like owner who has too much work to do. Of course, they have maybe few properties and they have the time. Let's say they have free time, then they want to handle it themselves. That is okay. It's a perfect thing that they can do and managing their own property. However, the issue is some of the owner, they may not be around because geographically they may be staying in another township. They may not be convenient for them to come and handle issues that arise from the rented property. And that situation, they need a person that is geographically at the nearby, a stone throw away. Then when by phone call, they can handle this issue. So this is the good thing about tenancy management, because we are on the ground near to the property, whereas the owner may not be staying around, so he may not have the convenience of coming in. So this is a good thing, but we do it for a certain limit that is given to the tenancy manager. So it would be outlined in the contract that the tenancy management scope of work. So if the scope of work includes repair, then the tenancy manager has to source for particular repair, maybe plumber job, maybe electrician job, right?
And so on.
Whereas the landlord may not have the contact of all these people, all these service providers, so they may have to look for whoever person. Sometimes you cannot get let's say fridge down, the refrigerator problem. Then you need to get a person to repair. So for the landlord who is so busy, they don't have the time. So the drawback of it is, well, it is a service and there is a fee to charge. Of course, the fee will not be exorbitantly high. It's around 8% of the rental collected. So if the rental collected is 10,000, then you'll be at 8% of the 10,000. So it's not a huge amount of money, but it's still a outgoing for the landlord. So this is sometimes due to kind of probably no choice, landlord not around. Either you get the tenant to do himself, the fridge is not working well, so the tenant who is using the fridge may have to get a service provider to come and service the fridge, or you give a better service, you call my tenancy manager. Tenancy manager will sort it out for you.
Okay, it sounds like a great service for the landlord. What about the tenants? What are the pros and cons of a business owner who is renting a shop lot from a property that has a professional tenancy management team?
That is a crucial part, especially where the good tenant, especially this one has got a few aspects. I talk from the aspect of a good tenant. A good tenant wants to do business, right? Because that's why he is renting, and he is a person who is result oriented. They want the business to continue, because you can have situation of shutdown and your business cannot continue. So the good point for tenancy management team is there is always this contact that is available. Whatever problem with the property, you have the relevant party, relevant expertise that you can come in and sort out the problem quickest possible way, so that the business resume. The business resume. That is the interest of the tenant, of course. Also, this is a good thing on the tenancy team. However, on the disadvantage of the tenancy team would be a tenancy team will want to ensure payment of rental, prompt payment of the monthly rental. And sometimes some of the situation in business is they have issue, they don't want to pay, and therefore they want to drag on. And these tenancy managers stress onto them, because they give stress onto payment of the rental. So therefore some of the tenants may be annoyed. But it is for the benefit of everybody. So prompt payment following the contract, and therefore producing return to the landowner or the landlord, and then at the same time ensuring good function of the property for continual function or continual operation of the business.
There's a key distinction that I want to clarify. Thomas, can you explain the difference between tenancy agreement and tenancy management agreement?
That's the crucial point, yes. Earlier on, we have touched on the part that the rental as it is actually for agency to source for a tenant, and when the tenant offered the rent, then the landlord accept the tenant, then they go to do a tenancy agreement. So that one is perjanjian sewa tenancy agreement. So this is the relationship between the tenant and the landlord. Right? So this is under contracts law, under Contracts Act 1950. Then the tenancy management agreement is between the owner who has no time to handle the property and the tenancy manager. So the tenancy manager can be an estate agent and under estate agency firm, so under Sinjun, for example. So the owner, the landlord, can appoint Sinjun, and Sinjun becomes tenancy management provider. So this is not the contract with the tenant. This is a contract with the estate agency firm. So the owner has a separate contract with the tenancy management company, or in this case, estate agency, registered estate agency firm. And this firm act for the owner and the landlord to help to manage the tenant. So it's as if the landlord gives away the function to the tenancy manager as to handle the tenant well-being. So if the tenancy problem with the property having leaking or having plumbing job problem, then the landlord say, okay, you handle it for me instead of myself going down. You handle it for me. So this is the distinction between the tenancy agreement and the tenancy management agreement. So tenancy management agreement is between the company, the firm, and with the landlord, whereas tenant is the beneficiary. I take as a benefit when you do this service. Whereby if it is tenancy agreement, then it is between the tenant and the owner, the landlord.
Okay, that's a crucial distinction.
Yes.
Thank you for clarifying that tenancy agreement is the initial legal contract. While tenancy management agreement is a separate ongoing agreement that can provide a different or more detailed scope of work.
Yes.
I think it is useful to understand that one is a static document and the other is an active ongoing service.
Both are also under the same contract. That means there are contracts between two parties. In this case, tenancy agreement, the contract between the owner and the tenant, whereby the tenancy management agreement is the contract between owner and the company that provide the service. Then the so-called spell out terms, whatever terms and conditions that spell out in the tenancy agreement, it will be like, tenants are supposed to pay rent by the first week of the month. Tenant must not simply renovate without permission from the owner. Tenant must protect the property, not to harm the property, not to damage the property. These are things that is inside the tenancy agreement. But then tenancy management agreement, what are the example of the job would be tenancy manager should collect rental every month. Tenancy manager should handle the problems like leaking and all that every month. Tenancy manager should also pay for the owner the taxes. For example, the cukai pintu, all that thing, to make sure the property is in compliance to the local tax requirement. All that, and then end up, let's say, returning back the, let's say, tenant moving out. So the moving out and doing the checking whether the item inventory are in order, all that job is all spelled out in the tenancy management services, whatever agreement. So this part, kind of like our job anyway, is an ongoing duty of the estate agent when we handle tenancy, right? When we get a let's say appointment to be an agent for a particular property, then we say, okay, we go do inspection. So inspection can be also included as in ongoing inspection. Let's say tenancy management is being given a job every 6 months, go and inspect. Okay. So that will become a tenancy management job in the duty of the tenancy manager checking the property. Let's say I need you to go and check whether the aircon is clean or not every 6 months. Then inside the tenancy management agreement, there will be that particular job that you need to do.
Now, as a moderator, I'm excited to talk about a specific project that Sinjun Property is exclusively handling under this tenancy management service.
Yes.
We are talking about the One Puri Commercial Center.
Yes.
Thomas, can you tell us more about this project and why it is a great opportunity for businesses?
Yes, that's a good area to discuss further in tenancy management. Tenancy management is kind of a more modern way of handling property, in the sense that owner themselves may not have the time, and sometimes there are different type of ownership. Being that it is not owned by a single person, it is owned by a group of people. Let's say in the case of our One Puri, it is owned by our Kuching Hokkien Association. So it is an association that owns this asset, right? So the association would not be a kind of individual person that, like a particular Samidi house, you are the owner of the Samidi house, then you have that passion, or you have that belonging to have the house taken care of. But then this association, everybody kind of like in a third party manner manage the property, not in a direct manner manage the property. You are not an single owner of the property. So you may want a third party independent professional provider for that service, right? So because kind of more distant and no conflict of interest, so some of the committee members may want to be distant, in the sense they don't want to be seen as having conflict. Like I would recommend my plumber. My plumber is my friend, right? So for giving it to a third-party company, a third-party provider, service provider, it is professional and independent. So this is one an important area of how tenancy management can come in for a modern way of managing a big project. So one of it is like our 24 shop lots, right? So this One Puri 24 shop lots is an asset of a Satuan association. Then we take over as in managing it, and when we need any decision, we still go back to the owner, right? And we can provide transparency in billing. We can provide recording and also ongoing management. So this is a good kind of changes when in the earlier days it's one person doing the job, but now it is by a group of people, individual expertise. So this is our experience in managing One Puri also.
Okay. So for anyone looking to start a new business or to expand the business, why should they choose One Puri Commercial Center specifically?
Because we have the 24 shop lot with all total units for rent, 100 units. We calculate the total individual floor is 100 units. The geographical location is strategic because it is next to the Hospital Umum Sarawak. The Sarawak General Hospital is the biggest hospital in only Sarawak
in the state.
In the state.
Yeah.
So we have close to 2,000 to 3,000 traffic, human traffic moving every day, and therefore we have the potential of doing all kinds of business. Of course, food and beverages, services to healthcare, whatever businesses that is relating to more to food and healthcare business. So that is the attraction. We don't have much of other available business outlets around the area, because the area is quite a matured area and not much land left. Only these very newly done shop lots which are available for operating a business outlet.
Sinjun Property is exclusively handling the tenancy management at One Puri Commercial Center.
That's right.
How does this exclusive tenancy agreement or service benefits potential tenants who choose to rent a shop lot at One Puri Commercial Center?
Of course, from the two angles of looking at it. First is the viability of the commercial business potential, because it's near to Sarawak General Hospital, which is having a human traffic of almost 1,000 to 2,000 a day. So as I mentioned just now, the potential is there. Second is the facility that the businesses needs. So like if you come in as to do the business, you need people to handle any of the defects, problem of building problem, and also to apply for electricity to come in, and water supply, and cleanliness, security, and all that. So this becomes our job. As Sinjun is appointed exclusive agent, we have no we are obligated in full because we are the only one. We are exclusively handling this issue. So we have the good appointment that secure our control of how to handle the problem. So we need to figure out. We need to figure out who are the good plumber, who are the good repair person, who are the people that can handle the issue. Like the other day, we have shutter door. Shutter door, you pull in, pull out, everything. Every day you have shutter problem. So we need to get good contractor that can manage to repair shutter door, because you are doing business and halfway you cannot close, you cannot go back. So in order to handle this sort of mechanical problem, you need experts who are doing shutter door, and there are not many in around Kuching, so we need to find a good shutter door repair person. That's right. So it's important that we need to know our job scope, and we need to provide this service at the near time of required prompt response.
To wrap things up, Thomas, can you share any special promotion or incentive that is currently offering for those interested in renting a shop lot at One Puri Commercial Center?
Sure. PK, the One Puri Commercial Center, in fact, we have two-pronged approach to offering the benefit. First is the strategic approach. That means if you are hoping to get a outlet that to do your business, we have these maximum two business of the same. That means you come in, if you are a pharmacy, then we only allow two pharmacy for this area. So it's kind of a benefit that we can say we limit to two for any business type. We will have maximum two. So in that case, you are kind of being protected for this particular business venture of your business investment. That is one. Second is we also look into trying out as a managing agent or management service company, that we want to give a discount for the coming in, for the good tenant to come in. So there is a maximum of 10% discount for the rental rate. So of course we need to propose to our landlord, right? Our landlord. So within our scope of work, we will help to propose and try and follow up to have the best result for both sides. Of course, if you have say big brands to come in, then that is case by case. Case by case, we want to offer, and even our so-called renovation free period. We can have a renovation free period up to 3 months for some tenant who need to do a massive renovation. Also, all that can be discussed and negotiated for the benefit of the whole development, for the whole One Puri development. So one is the aspect of business. We will limit to only 2 business lines. Second is our job and trying to bring this negotiation to both sides, having a kind of a discount or a kind of a free renovation period, or a kind of better entry, easier entry to set up the business. So these are the 2 main sides of our way of doing things.
Thomas, thank you for sharing that valuable insight.
Thank you.
It is clear that professional tenancy management is a game changer for property owners.
Yeah.
And that the strategic location of One Puri Commercial Center, combined with Sinjun Properties' exclusive tenancy management, makes it an exceptional business opportunities.
Yeah. And also for this particular podcast recording, would also extend on the question that how tenancy management can help our client to the residential side. Because we were saying it's commercial, One Puri, right? So we can have the same kind of business model into the residential side. Also, especially like even at Sky Villa here, we do see investor, right? Investor who comes in and invest, but they are not staying in Kuching, for example. They can be from other states or from even our townships in Sarawak, from Miri, from Bintulu, from Cebu, right? Yeah. They are buying into Kuching, right? So they are unable to handle because they are not all the time in Kuching. So they can appoint us as Sinjun Properties as our job. One of our job function is to help to source for tenant. So they can point us to source for tenant on one side, and we got a good tenant, let's say, then given the job of management, the tenancy management to us, then we will have to ensure the good tenant stay as good tenant. Or else most of the situation you can see is good tenant for the first few months, then later on not paying already. Right? So if you give us as the agency firm doing the tenancy sourcing at the same time doing the management part, then we have to make sure this particular tenant is sure he's good tenant. Then in order to kind of negotiate out, if there is any issue, then we can negotiate out. And there are some idea on this area of how to even blacklist some of the bad tenant. So we will have a database of a good tenant and also not so good tenant, and therefore on the long term we will benefit our landowner or the house owner in the residential aspect also. And the fee not expensive, we have by percentage. So some of the cases is that we charge a minimum fee, inspection fee. We will help to check whether this repair is done. Some repair you don't have the owner around Kuching, so you want to make sure the repair is done. So you need to send somebody there and see. Okay? Sometimes you may call your service provider, like your contractor, but is the contractor doing the job? You don't know because you are not there. So now you appoint Sinjun, and Sinjun will ensure that when the repair ongoing, we will be there. Our person will be there to see the thing done. These are, of course, added costs, but of course, added value to the service. We generally say for tenancy appointment to source for tenant, we follow the market practice, which is about 1 month rental as our professional fee. right?
Oh,
So
okay.
you are appointing an agent, and then the agent source for you a tenant. That fee is about 1 month. In fact, in the Schedule 7 is 1.25. But general practice in the market in Sarawak, Kuching is 1 month. However, if you appoint us as an tenancy manager or as a tenancy management firm, then we would have a 8% general fee for this tenancy management agreement. So if you collect 2,000 a month, right? So it's about 160 ringgit only lah. So this means to ensure collection of fee, outgoing, ensure any issue troubleshooting. Sometimes, some ladies nowadays, they don't climb up and down one. So even the bulb spoil, the bulb is fused. They will ask the owner to come. You change the bulb for me.
Yeah.
So this, you can call us, we will go lah. So these are good services we hope will benefit the owner.
Okay, thank you, Thomas, for the valuable sharing.
Thank you, PK.
That's all the time that we have for this episode. We hope you gain a deeper understanding of tenancy management and the incredible opportunity at Wang Puri Commercial Center. We will be back next time with another episode. Another episode
of podcast. Yes.
Thank you for watching this podcast. From all of us here at Sinjun Properties, we wish you a great day ahead.
Thank you.